Headset's currently muted, Doc.
Hello, hello. All right,
Oh,
I'm
there
going
he
to
is.
put you guys
There you
on the stream so you guys can start talking. Give me a second. I'll start to get the video
So
up
they can't
of
hear
the
us right now?
match. Yep, they can hear us.
Copy.
Money, why
So
don't
he's trying
you,
to get, yeah.
why don't you start? I'm going to work on getting the video.
So I guess, where to start is, so first off, your thoughts. I'll just let you guys freestyle it for a second, and we'll see where we go from there. Well, we start with RedCoats, since you guys took the prize.
Amazing.
Okay. Go on, Rush, you kick off, son.
I just want to start off by saying it's amazing, and it just gives squad that extra You know, that extra level, that extra angle that I really enjoy, and it's, you know, you can probably tell by the way I'm talking, I'm still smiling right now. It's great. 100% love it and appreciate what you boys have been doing.
Hey, you guys bring it to the table too. So, what about Blitza, Japs, Rossi? What'd you guys think?
I'll step in now then. Yeah, just mirror what Russ just said, really. I mean, tonight was just another level. I said this when we had our scrim against Exodus. It's another level. Your pub games that do get challenging, and you come up against challenges. This is another level. Everywhere, and Japs will back me up on this. Everywhere we went tonight, it was enemies surrounding you. You were getting kicked. You were getting punched. You were just, oh, it was intense, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
I ain't
nothing
even
like
got words.
there's nothing like a little bit of organised chaos, and that's exactly what that was tonight. Two good teams up against each other, and you could tell by the tickets at the end. It wasn't a whitewash on either side. Both sides brought it, and yeah, it was a very, very good match to be involved in.
What about you guys through a third? You guys, what'd you think?
I guess I'll start. Just we predicted that the Redcoats were going to be aggressive, and it was true. We tried to fit that into our plans, but you know, there's only so many things you can plan for at once. It's funny that they mentioned that it was like enemies all over the place, because that's exactly how we felt the entire time.
Surrounded.
I'm still processing a lot of what happened. I'm still just trying to figure out more or less where we slipped up, what we didn't do, what we should have done, that sort of thing. That's still going through my mind. But at the end of the day, though, I want to thank, first of all, Squad League for once again putting this on, Redcoats for putting up an amazing match against us, and all of my guys in the 303rd for showing up and participating and showing that they want to take this seriously with us. So.
Yeah,
I would
I would
just-
thank you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say we feel exactly the same, but you know, 303rd brought
Ah,
it.
that's the one.
That's the hardest fight we've had. Thank you guys. You know, people taking time out of their diaries. Same to our boys. Everyone who managed to show up. We did have to let some people down, and obviously the boys at the top there, the devs and the squad league devs and taxi. You know, thank you very much.
Yeah, likewise. That was a great fight, and at the end of the day, even though we took that loss, I got a lot of respect for you guys, and definitely still had fun.
Oh yeah, man, it's all about having fun.
Oh yeah,
At the end of
that's
the
it.
day,
I'm
it's all
sure
about having fun, right? Yeah.
we'll still be playing together on public servers and hitting it. You know, we'll
Yeah.
still be doing it. Great game, lads. I loved it, man. I loved it.
So let's get down to the brass tack. Let's split these two. So, you know, I'll say that the two matches, and you guys, I guarantee you know it, but they were totally different. Because and this happened with 303rd versus SFSS, where you know the first match was extremely aggressive. Everybody was just on top of each other the whole time. Match two, everyone kind of retreated a little bit and basically said, "Screw all the flags." Like once the flags were capped on match two, no one even cared about the flags anymore. You know, really, the flag turned into 303rd protecting that fob. You know, so I want to hear what you guys thought about those two, essentially the differences between those two matches and that styles that essentially happened.
I mean, yeah, they were definitely two different games. At the end there, with the 303rd being in the fob, I mean, we were having situations where we were debating amongst ourselves, like, oh, shall we go at them? Shall we hold back? Shall we let them come out? You know, it was yeah, it was a mix-up for us anyway to see that happen. But I do know what you mean by at the end there, it did turn into a different kind of game completely.
I'll just make a quick point from my point of view. I thought the second round started a lot more aggressive.
Hey, pause for a sec, please. Can you please kick Slippy out for a second? His audio is fading. Thank you.
I thought the second round started a lot more aggressive with 303rd taking the two flags, because in the first one we made a point of pushing as far as we could down the river and capturing as many flags as possible. We didn't get that chance second round because 303rd really came at us. Towards the end, we sort of realised how we weren't getting the bleed on the last flag. but how many we were losing attacking that fob. Like Russ said, we had to reconsider our tactic and our way of going about it, because we were dripping tickets
Yeah,
left, right, and
very,
centre.
very, very nearly worked out for 3-3 holding that fob. If you hadn't pulled our guys back, I think it would have been much, much closer. Even
Yeah.
a 3-3 win.
Sorry, chaps. Yeah, I was going to say, like, whoever your snipers were and your grenadiers, oh, my word. They were on point most of the time. Like, at one point, like, one of your guys held down my entire squad, shooting from that southern hill. Couldn't move. So, yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, I know there were
bet that was
points
Grimsey.
during both matches that the 303rd was ahead, and that was it was interesting to see. I think specifically the last 20 minutes of the last match, what the Redcoats were doing, because it was so close. I mean, it was within 5 tickets at one point. I think once we were down below 60, there was a point it was like 55-60 for that last match. And we really didn't know what was going to happen. And what we saw early on in the first match was that the 303rd kind of gave up on the flag game and was more about getting the better defensive position and then getting more kills, which they were doing a fantastic job of for the second match. And then I was interested to see the Redcoats. I'm not yelling at you guys, but I'm saying you guys were definitely like struggling to figure out what we were supposed to do in order to win for that last 20 minutes, because I was hearing a lot of comm chatter from every different squad lead, like, you like Jap squad, be more just keep kicking them in the hills, and then Rossi's like, I think we should just like hold back here at the flag and let them come to us, and then Russ was kind of in between, and that I think was like I think it was just a really awesome learning moment for everybody. Like, what do you do in the event that they can kill you if you have to go get them? Do you sit back and you let them come to you? So that was really awesome for me to see that, the last part of that.
Yeah, that's it. And we had the extra worry as well when it got so low in tickets that we had to buffer that last flag up, because if we did lose that last flag, I mean, you're talking ticket loss there,
Game
so we had
over,
that to consider as well, and the whole mix of it, it was all over the place. At one point, we had squads going left, right, and centre, so it was a bit chaotic at the end.
Yeah, just on that learning point, I don't think 4 Redcoat leads, us here, have been in a situation where we've had to deal with that.
No, we haven't.
We've never had to overcome that difficulty, so that's why, Rusty, you had that confusion across the leads, because we didn't know. We've never been through that before,
Absolutely.
Usually when you get to that point, it's like, you've won the game.
Right.
And the game was still going on. It's like, do we hold here, let them come to us down that mountain ridge and just wipe them? And then, you're worried about the south side. It's one of them.
It was stressful watching that because, like you said, once you had them in that compound, it was like, all right, game's going to be over in like 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, and people start getting nervous, like, holy shit, they have a lot of tickets left. Like, what are we going to, what's our next move? That was very awesome
something that, from the streaming aerial angle, something we had to explain to, our audience probably largely know what the hell squad is, but in case we don't, we have to tell people, like, hey, these guys have messed off they don't deal with the flags anymore right now. They've essentially changed the whole scope of the battle to a different area now. And, we saw Rossi Raider and you guys kept staying down in that valley just in case people were going to come down. But Blitza and Japsai, you guys were trying to come around the other side of where they were. And you could tell it was like a different thing. And when we were talking to the audience, it was like, hey, this is is turned into a different match. They are ticket watching now versus being not no one was aggressive, but the styles became entrenched of, all right, we're watching tickets now.
Yeah.
Sorry,
to comment on that. That was pretty much our entire scope of the battle from the beginning. We realized that flags don't really matter to us. Tickets do. And we realized flags don't matter so long as you don't lose any.
Right.
And our entire approach was to essentially lure these guys into areas where Overwatch could declare their position in the valleys, and then we would just hopefully get fire down in the valleys, because if they thought that we were going to try, we were hoping that they'd try and push up. We knew we were going to be aggressive, but we were hoping was you would push up through the valleys and go for the cap flags, and then we would simply lay down fire on you from areas where we could easily defend from. Like like I've mentioned recently in conversations on the forums, I honestly don't feel like a lot of these maps that are out there, the flags are essentially there because the flag itself is in a position that's easily defendable. It's almost like the flag, the people who make these layers, they think, okay, how can I get these two teams to duke it out with each other? How can I encourage fighting? And pulling them out of the hills and fortified areas into a valley where there's flags, that's a way to duke it out. That's a way to essentially shift that's a way to help shift the battle. But in the end, it's more important to have tactically advantageous position in the terrain and have eyes on and be able to predict where someone's coming from. I'm a firm believer, at least on that layer, that
So,
the flags don't matter as much.
speaking of map and map layout, we'd like to welcome Iron Taxi to the after party.
Hey guys, how's it
What do you
going?
think from your
Hey,
end?
Hi, mate, how you doing?
Yeah, buddy.
Can you
Welcome.
guys hear? You guys can hear me all right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Can.
Cool.
yeah, go.
Yeah,
Hi.
it was. Sorry, if you guys can hear me. You said, yeah.
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 Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was. I mean, there's a lot of things, but one of the big things, obviously, getting to watch people play the match in this kind of like level of intensity, teaches us a lot about the map layouts and like how they're functioning. We have a couple, like Sergeant Ross does a lot of map layouts, and then also the mappers do map layouts. And there's quite a big difference in there where a lot of the mappers are a little bit more traditional on their AAS. This is actually a Sergeant Ross layer where exactly what you were saying. He's intentionally pulling teams down into these really bad positions and making you think about how you're gonna, take them and hold them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've played this layer since it closed pre-alpha, and back then I figured that was the case. When I'm playing a map, I try to put myself in the shoes of who created the map and think, well, why did they put a flag there? In relation to the terrain that's around it. Why do they put a flag
Yeah.
there rather than up here? That sort of thing.
I think this particular layer is not supposed to be pretty at all, and that's the whole point. It's supposed to suck
Well,
to take
well,
this thing.
credit-
That's what we wanted, kind of. We wanted dirty for these two clans for RedCoats 303rd, and I mean dirty in
Yeah.
the good way,
we
and
got
that you
dirty.
wanted to force
Yeah.
Oh
that.
yeah, got dirty.
Got
Yeah,
dirty, baby. I like it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh man.
I can tell you guys the last 20 minutes or so, me and Chuck, Ardev, the other developer, Chuck is here, the animator, sitting in my office with me right now. And we were like edge of our seat, man. My blood's still a little pumping from those last 20 minutes.
Are you telling me?
Dude, I've still got a smile on my face. I love
Yeah.
this. This is the future, man. I love it.
That was fun.
Yeah,
fun.
it was-
And
it
we
was-
were,
Oh, go ahead.
We were just following. We actually, I was in free cam in the game there, so we were following the ongoing saga of Battleborn and his SVD, which was a lot of fun too. No, he played it properly. We were really impressed by the way that he was supporting his team throughout with the SVD. So we're like, yeah, that is okay to be off on your own using the SVD when you're in communication with your team and you're using it properly.
So it was funny to that. Actually, I'll speak to that. It was kind of funny. So I started noticing that, and all of a sudden I'm like, hey, Iron Taxi's following him too. So I get the camera, I pan around Battleborn, and I'm like, all right, let me get in this good position because I started addressing it on the stream to say, hey, he's calling out where these guys are going as they assault the 303rd's fob,
Yeah.
and out of nowhere, someone capped him with an ACOG. And we were
saw
like, oh
that.
shit, he just went down. Like, where'd that come from?
ACOG.
But he was that important.
We heard the thunk and we saw the red mist, and we were like 4 feet away from him watching him fire, and we were just
And
like,
that's how close I
"Oh
was."
my god! Oh my god!"
Yeah. No, it was a well-placed AK. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun to watch, guys.
So let me ask you guys this. This is for both clans to sign off on. And me and Iron XBay have talked about this behind the scenes of why do you guys think when we do this to highlight to the people that are on the fence about joining clans that are on the fence of joining squad league, but where do you see or why do you see there's such a difference in match intensity doing this versus your normal nights on a map?
I'll go first. I'll keep it short as best I can. I'm historically kind of long-winded, but this sort of thing is what this is like. If you were to take the cooperation, the coordination, the teamwork, all of that communication that you get in pubs every once in a while, those few precious moments of that sort of thing going on in a pub where you get lucky and you strike it rich and you've got a great squad together just randomly with people. Take that multiply it by about 10 and concentrate it down to the entire match, and that's what you get here. And mind you, it takes a lot of effort and coordination on a clan's part to get this sort of thing going. You know, we had a lot, we had hiccups, we had road bumps, just getting everything together today, but that's to be expected. You know, it's still the only second event, and I'm not commenting on Squad League itself. I'm commenting on just us, just getting everybody together, that sort of stuff. So there's work that goes into actually getting this stuff organized for sure, and it's not something that, you know, people. I want to make sure that if, you know, to anybody listening, if you're interested in this sort of thing and you're serious about it, you need to stay serious about it, because the people that we want participating in this are people that we want are dedicated to it, and we need clans that are going to show up, that take it seriously. So if that pure gameplay that Squad can, you know, offer you is what you really want, is what you play this game for, then I highly recommend joining a clan that takes part in these, creating one with your friends if you want to start one, you know, building it up, getting established, because this in and of itself will destroy everything that you think about Squad in terms of your tactics, and you will have another enemy at your heels, exposing every single little bit of chink in your armor, and you will learn a ton. And sometimes you'll win, and sometimes you'll lose.
Yeah,
No
and I
kidding.
mean,
Redcoats, what about you guys?
So I will not be long-winded, and this is everything that you experience on Squad day to day. Like they said, multiplied by 1,000. Like everything you enjoy in the game, think of it epitomized in this 2-hour game. And because of, you know, everyone's naturally competitive, and it brings out the best in Squad through the competitiveness.
and I think going off that, I mean, looking at you guys play, I think it's the Arma 3 dyslexia community. That's their slogan's serious fun. Shack Tech. And
Yep.
I was thinking about that while I was watching you guys, because I'm hearing like, even when like the Tigers, the first round, they were getting their asses kicked at one point. Iron comes on and he's like, you know, stay positive, keep going. And so I said on stream, you know, the Tigers, you know, they've been getting their asses kicked here, but they're like, look at them, like they're killing people. They're still covering their corners. They're still, you know, they're not giving up. And Chad comes in with, you know, yeah, Tigers don't quit. And then you move over to the Redcoats for the second round, and I'm following you guys, and you guys are all on your comms, and you're all talking on local. And there was one point when some guys are talking about, I don't know what the hell they were talking about, but Rossi comes in, and he's just like, you know, get your head in the game, you know, get back in it. And what I love about it is you can be serious, you can play the game to your best ability, but you can also still I'm not going to say have fun, but I'm going to say enjoy the realism that it brings in. Because, yeah, it's not a simulation game like Arma. It's not trying to be. But I think what Squad has, when you have these high-caliber players, what it brings to the table is something so unique. I really think that it's just hit a perfect tune for competitive but also enjoyable, fun competitive play.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that.
Can I top that off with something, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, from our point of view, because we're kind of the third party in this discussion, I guess, and Squad League, I guess, as well, so there's 4. But we're like, this is tip of the iceberg for us. We have literally just gotten to the point where we're going to be completely supported now for the team. We're adding our last few members, and, you know, as of tomorrow, when we do our first meeting of 2016, we're off to the races, fully funded, and I can't see us being any less productive than we've already been.
That's
Well,
fantastic to hear it too.
This
you
is
know?
amazing.
All right, loving it.
Can I just go back to the point Rusty made about you know, the way we play the game? I mean, you see a lot of comments in various places, social media, about how like people have seen the Redcoat video for the first clan match, and like, oh, these guys take it too seriously and all this crap. Can I just say from the start, we are friends first, and we're a clan second. That's how we operate, and that's how, you know, you guys will have picked that up, the way we go about ourselves, the way we present the clan. We're not a Milsim group. I just wanted to get that out there straight away.
I think if anyone that follows the forums close enough, though, and that has actually played with you guys, like I've never had that thought about you guys whatsoever. I mean, it's, you know, we were joking in the Discord chat the other day that, you guys have that arrogant dude,
Yep.
the logo
It
and all
just
that
works.
stuff, and it's like, that. But I'm like, that's your icon, that's your logo. I kind of wish we could get that reworked professionally to have it on the overlays, because I think that really speaks to the fun that you guys are, too. That it's not serious, like you said.
And
Not
can I
that you don't play
just,
seriously, so I don't mean it that way either.
Oh yeah, we have our banter in games and stuff. We all have a laugh and a banter. But when it comes to game time, we're on it and we all
Fix
love
up,
it.
look sharp, mate.
It's like we were talking about the difference to just playing in a normal public server. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have absolute great fun in our own normal public servers with other random public players, but playing in what we just played in, for a big group of players like that who have got teamwork on their mind and they want it to work like that and play like that to experience it, it's amazing. So I'd encourage anybody thinking about getting involved with this kind of thing to get involved, because it's taken my squad to another level. Just like, when's that next match coming now? Wait.
No, it's the same for us to cover it. And after every match, you guys go back and you think of things differently. Iron goes back and starts thinking strategies and all those things. Well, Squadly, you go back and go, shit, how was our delivery stream wise? Look at all those hiccups we had just trying to get a match started. Did we get people in TeamSpeak the right time? I mean, there's so many things that we have to start thinking about. How do we improve our product? I mean, to including how are we delivering stuff to the screen itself. I mean, Rusty spends hours, I spend hours, Ross, IBK, everyone's in the background doing a whole different set of things that's damn near a full-time job, and we hardly even play the game to deliver
That's
this,
it. Yeah.
We
We
normally
appreciate
go
that
to,
massively.
we normally go onto Twitch and laugh at our guys getting shot.
That's it. We've got guys lined up on TeamSpeak right now, like 20 guys sat waiting for us to go back and watch the stream
Oh, yeah,
together and watch the
actually,
match of your
That would be
footage.
great.
So,
I
it's
do
I'm
have
at
a
it.
question
love it.
for Iron Taxi, though. So one thing that I don't know how much you were able to listen to me and Rusty on the thing, but so the flags got pushed through really quickly on match 2, and the clans, well, 303rd knew that, hey, let's not deal with the flags. We're going to shift the strategies to something different. Is that something you guys want to think about in the future? Like, do you want people to focus on flags, or do you like that? I mean, because what if some clan basically at the very beginning said, hey, give them all the flags while they're working their way up. We're just going to go and trench a fob. We're going to sit here, and that's where the battle's going to happen. Do you guys think about going, hey, we don't want it that way? We would prefer this. What's your thoughts on that kind of match setup? You know what I mean?
I think he's
Oh,
watching.
was it?
Did he leave us?
I think he's watching the stream. I can see him chatting in the stream. So
Yeah.
Hobo was
Hey,
amazing.
Taxi.
Oh, sorry, was that
Hobo.
directed at me? Sorry.
Hobo.
Yeah, we were
What was
trying to
your
ask
question,
you.
sorry?
Yeah, he said
Yeah, we're
taxi,
just trying
not
to
bay.
ask you that if you guys think about clans that say would abandon flags altogether to basically build ticket fobs to start protecting themselves. You know what I mean? Where they don't use the map for what it is. Do you guys have any thoughts on matches shifting that way, like the second match did?
Well, or kind of what I was saying initially is I think that watching these matches is going to dictate a lot of what we do in the future. And I mean, really, it's going to come down to the enjoyment level of everybody in the round. And as long as it's not a gaming type mechanic, fobs are supposed to be important. They're supposed to be essentially objectives, right? And they're going to become more that way in the future. You're going to have to supply them. They're going to have a lot more importance. Things like deployable mortar pits and emplacements are going to be things to be reckoned with, right? Really important. Think about this map with mortar pits. That you could have guys manning.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, you wouldn't have, both teams sitting sometimes where they were.
Oh, no. There'd be no sitting at all.
No. And this is the vehicle map. Like, I mean, they're all, you
Yeah,
can have
yeah.
vehicles on any of them, but this is the map that you really go, we need vehicles. Is
Absolutely.
This
Yeah.
Vehicles to me seems sort of like this impending doom where it's going to change what I'm it's going to change what I'm used to
Well,
so much
if I can
where
speak
it's
to that
I'm
a
going to
little
have
bit, I think, philosophically and design-wise, our intent is not to have a lot of vehicles on the map. And they're going to be valuable assets. And the direction we're trying to head with them right now is it's something that you're going to want to repair in the field and bring back up to operation. It's not just going to be something that's going to spawn all the time and you're going to have access to.
That'll
It's just not
be a
going to
great
be like that.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, you lose a Humvee in a round like this, you're gonna be the biggest asshole on your team. They're gonna be like,
Brilliant.
you're an idiot. There might be some. Again, we're still working through some of the mechanics later on for like having a specialized squad, which means a single guy couldn't get in a Humvee. And perhaps when you get in that Humvee and take it as part of your squad, that's now your Humvee. It might be locked to your squad, and it will be, assigned to the squad leader to assign a driver, for example, or something of that nature. And that's kind of what we're working through right now, which is why we aren't really rushing. We want to have those mechanics kind of ready, at least in a really primitive form. We want to have something there to kind of protect the vehicles and make them important from the beginning.
I've got a question for Taxi.
Go.
After watching this event and seeing how this went through, and essentially assuming that this type of gameplay is like near the peak of the intensity of what this game can be, and the speed at which it happens, do you still see, with added development down the road, do you still see things considerably like slowing down?
Do you think they need to slow down, or do you think whether it's like in the design plan, or?
Well, in terms of, I guess I have this idea that in general the gameplay will slow down because there'll be more planning and more like.
And is that a positive or a negative to you?
That'd be a positive to me.
It would slow down. I think some elements will definitely slow it down, yes.
Like more of a deliberate, like there's more of a deliberation of, planning your next move. I mean, obviously there's nothing.
A massive element of that, though, and this is kind of what we're talking about globally, is going forward, vehicles, think about this layout of this map. When you have vehicles, the spacing between the teams on this map with vehicles is going to be massive.
Yeah.
So the intent is going to be much, much, much heavier, of course. Like if you're going to move from a village to a village, you're going to have to make a conscious decision to do so. It's not just a short walk, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I would say yes, because of maps and because of some of the mechanics. I think it will just happen naturally. I don't think we'll have to force it.
Okay. Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Fool's Road's a great example too. Once that's fully opened up, like we're hoping to have that opened up at the end of January to the entire map area. That's going to be much wider areas to kind of traverse, right?
I love me a bit of Fool's Road.
Absolutely.
It's funny about Fool's Road though. We did a little bit of overhead stream once on it. I don't know if it's streamed, but we were just checking it out. But Fool's Road's hard to cover from the air because the forest is so dense throughout it. You can't see anything from an audience perspective.
Understood, yeah. It'd be interesting because once we open up the north, if you guys are all familiar with that map from the past, we open up the northwest, it's way more open fields and way more, kind of connections between all the forested areas. And one thing we're actually talking about right now is thinning out the forest just a touch, like 15% or 10%. One, to get a little bit of performance back, and then two, to kind of open up some of the areas a little bit more, some of the sight lines. We would like to have maybe an extra 20 meters of engagement or something like that. I think would be really good on that map.
I feel you.
For sure. Go ahead, Russ.
No, I just said I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And we know that everything is. I mean, there's so many things you guys want to get to, but I'm sure you see the limitations of covering matches this way. Is that the people can't see what the objectives are while they're watching. We have to throw those maps up, and then we don't even know where we are. But then two, and trust me, we're patient with this. So by no means are like, please do this tomorrow. But God, if you can, like with Fool's Road, that's what made me think of this. Is if the cams can come to a point where they say, look, all right, we can't see too much here. Let me go ahead and jump into Rush UK's field of view, and now we can feed the audience. Hey, now we're watching him go through here. Is that something you guys think could be on the roadmaps at some point?
I think you guys put together a wish list for us, did you not?
Oh yeah, I heavily went through the priorities last night. I've spent quite a while going through there and making sure it's not. I could sit there and throw everything high priority, and that'd be stupid, But
I think in terms of, just to be realistic with you guys in terms of timeline and that kind of stuff. Well, first of all, that list is we're very aware of that list, and we are talking about that list. Mostly through Corey, the primary coder for that stuff that's done this stuff for you guys already.
Sure.
How we're looking at our development right now, as we've told everybody publicly already, is kind of anti-cheat. getting the vehicles ready, because essentially, I think I've explained this a little bit to some people, but we're going to take the native code in UE4 for vehicles. It's just not sufficient for what we want to do. So we're going to be rewriting the netmove component to be similar to the players, so that it'll be more robust long term. So that those things are kind of taking a priority for us right now, and then stabilization and performance over the next month to 2 months. But I think right immediately after that would be the next stage of us going into the camera system and figure out, what can we do with this to make this better. Definitely, we've been talking about having a squad leader follow camera since before you guys even started Squad League. Like, that's been on our wish list.
That'd be cool.
Where you could actually just pop around to squad leaders, essentially have a GoPro on their head and a localized microphone. So you could just jump from squad leader to squad leader on their head. Would be really, really fun as well as a cameraman.
Huge help.
Yeah, I think the overlays are easy, like showing the tickets, map, all that kind of stuff. I think that'll be no-brainer stuff that is already on the list and is already something that we're like, yeah, of course we're going to do that.
Have you seen Wargame Red Dragon? How that is when you're zoomed out? How you see the overlays of the capable zones?
Yeah, I think we've talked about that too, also with FOBs.
Yeah, that would be super nice to see.
Yeah, I think Corey's quite keen on this being his little pet project as well. So on the side, so I think he enjoyed this stuff. Is really easy comparatively speaking to what he normally does on a day-by-day basis. So I think it's quite satisfying for him to work through this stuff just over time. So you'll probably see dribs and drabs, but I see a more concerted effort once we've gotten through the couple last feature hurdles that we need to do, particularly vehicles and stability and performance.
And we're patient anyway. I mean, because like we said, the end of the year is when we want to hit our first full league that really is the league. So we're patient as can be.
Yeah.
Rusty, take it over.
I keep saying to people, this is a long play. This is not a game it's supposed to end in 6 months. We want this game to be played for several years, so, it's going to take a little time to get it to where we want it to be. It's early access, but, if it can even live half as long as Project Reality did, we've done something that most games can't do.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, so we're about 38 minutes in, so unless any of the other clan guys have any questions for Iron, or for any of the Squad League guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a wrap-up. Does anybody have any other questions?
I'd just like to say thank you very much for everything that you guys are doing. We really appreciate it. It's amazing, and we appreciate all the effort you guys are putting in, to set this up, this event, for us to participate in. And just thanks, guys. Thanks to everybody. Ian and the 303rd boys. Ian for being involved in making this game that sucked me in. I love it, guys. I love it. Thanks very much.
Absolutely. I think
That's
it's a
fun.
thanks all
Russ.
around, because I know it's like when we send out, hey, tell all your guys to wait and spawn, or, tell all you guys the server went down and have them back in there as soon as possible, or get them all in there. We know that you guys are multitasking like crazy, and I know it can be like herding cats. So it's nice to have, guys that are like really on point with their stuff. So we appreciate you guys thanking us. We appreciate you guys bringing everything you can to the table. And, we really look forward to having more matches. I mean, we have a full month in January.
Real quick on that, Rusty. So, if you like seeing these two clans throw down, these guys are throwing down again January 30th.
That's going to be
27v27, and it's going to be on Chora for the next map. We have a couple more matches on the 23rd. We have we'll send out posters for all those as well. We'll get that going. But RedCoats versus 303rd, that's happening again on Chora on the 30th of January.
Yeah, listen, I was just about to say, we're going to have no time to get our breath back after this, because we're going to throw down again very soon, and it's going to be an absolute storm. I can't wait.
Epic, mate.
Yeah, we'll learn.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, totally. Awesome. You guys are pillars of the community.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank
Sam.
you.
Yeah,
All right,
we
guys.
appreciate that,
So
guys.
with that,
you,
we're going to
Resident.
sign off
Cheers,
Squad
guys.
League. Come and visit on our forum, squadleague.com. Also visit these guys on their squad servers. They both have servers on squad, so go ahead and go in squad, go in their servers, join up. And if you don't have
Join
squad
our
already,
servers.
yeah, join our servers, join all the servers. Go ahead and check out squad, joinsquad.com. Check out their forums and everything else out there. So thanks very much, everybody, Twitch chat, everybody, for coming by today. You can check out our videos. They'll be on YouTube pretty soon, or you can watch our past broadcasts on Twitch. Just want to say, last final send-off. Thanks to everybody for making this happen. This stuff is fun and so much more coming. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you later.
Thanks.
See you guys.
See it.